Welcome to today's podcast. Let's talk about the secrets to beating any challenge in your family, in your business, in your relationships. If you want to make money or build a thriving family, you must have attention span. So please pay attention to me in the next few minutes and listen to me to the end. You may have to listen to this podcast again. This is NTSL Discovery Zone, the zone where we remind you of the essential things of a good life and the wisdom to deal with everyday challenges. And this is a lie-free zone. I am David Eyiangho, and I welcome you to this episode of NTSL Wisdom Mining Podcast, a show where I reveal how wisdom impacts your life, because success by design is 80% wisdom. And if you have wisdom, you will have your world under your control. Thank you, and I appreciate your investment of your precious time to be part of this show today. And thank you for continuing to subscribe to this show. It means a lot to us. Your subscription also means you will get an alert when a new dose of wisdom is available to your family. And the topic of the show today is Desert Fisherman, Almond Catfish on a mission, and survival strategies for so many areas of your life. What does a desert fisherman, an almond catfish, and a problem solver have in common? The answer to these questions is the secret to how you can beat any challenge that you might have in your life. This is how to get out of your wilderness, your marital challenge, your business challenge. So, what is this secret? This secret is simple to say, but very difficult to do for most people, and one of the most overlooked problem solvers tool on the planet. This secret is to look for clues that may not be obvious in any challenge that you might have. It can be your lifeline in a life or death situation, in a situation where you are in between a rock and a hard place, and you simply don't know what to do to get out of the jam. But knowing what is the clue is the tricky part, because it is often located in the unfamiliar and dangerous places sometimes. Clues are essentially solutions staring at you in the face. If your exploratory or investigatory and creative thinking minds are closed or damaged, solutions to curved balls that life shall throw at you will certainly elude you. Very important also, clues will alert you to potential deceptions of man and their evil plan to destroy and harm you, your family, and your business. To be really good at fishing out clues, you need to know a lot of things. You need to read wide and deep. Know a lot of things outside your sphere of competence. Yes, I am a doctor. Yes, that's great. But don't stay there alone. Know about other fields. Study timeless principles of God, meaning you must continue to acquire more wisdom, how the world really works every day. Reading improves our cognitive ability. That means thinking ability. Watching TV and playing games diminishes it and destroys our creativity. That is why a reader is the leader of tomorrow. Also, know reliable ways to identify your government destructive socialistic policies. Know religious and traditional destructive forces in your communities. They are working to gang up against the growth of your family. They want you to be dependent on them rather than God. So don't fall for that trick. I will give you 2 examples of clues today in this podcast. And the rest of them we discuss every month on our online webinar, where we meet on the 3rd Thursdays of every month. If you are a member of the NTSL Happy Warriors. So example number 1. Imagine what it takes to become a fisherman in the desert. Here is a clue. An almond catfish is no ordinary fish. It can survive on land and knows how to find water where food is waiting for it. It is a fish on a mission. All the fisherman has to do is to look for tracks of almond fish on the desert, with extraordinary skills to move on land and swim in the ocean to lead them to the sea. The fisherman cannot find water that way, but they can follow almond catfish tracks. That is the clue you look for when you are somehow stranded in the desert. If you are a fisherman looking to find fish. Birds, on the other hand, in the desert needs to find water to find food also. So if you follow the direction in which the birds are flying, you will find sea also. And there is a chance you will find other human beings also. Having the confidence to navigate the dangers and the unfamiliar is at the core of what it is to become an explorer, the hallmark of uncommon problem solvers. Number 2 is using the bilge pump syndrome to monitor your marriage. A bilge pump is a tool used to pump water in a boat to the sea to prevent the boat from sinking. Water can get into the boat from various inlets by design for normal operation of the boat. The danger is that the bilge pump can also camouflage the existence of potential problems that can cause it to stop working in the middle of the ocean and can sink your boat. If the pump seems to be working because you see the boat inside is dry and normal, you might be forgiven for thinking that all is well. But what is important is to know the frequency with which the pump is kicking in to pump the water out. If the pump is kicking in to pump the water out maybe once or twice a day, there may not be a cause for concern. But high frequency of kicking in will soon cause the pump to burn out. If you have no way to monitor the frequency, you are clearly in danger when the pump stops in the middle of an ocean where you are far from the land. That is why boat owners normally change the bilge pump every 2 years or so, even though it may seem to be working very well. So what can we learn from the operation of a bilge pump in relationship to our marriage? Here is the important thing about a bilge pump. A bilge pump is a classic example of things that can camouflage the existence of potential problem waiting to bubble up into view. For example, reading improves our child's cognitive, creative thinking ability, but watching TV and playing games diminishes it. If you don't know this and guard against it, that child will be in trouble down the line, and you will not see the incremental damages until it is too late. Man needs respect and admiration from his wife. She needs appreciation and admiration from her husband. But when a woman constantly puts down her husband, these acts injure him, and over time, the compounding effects becomes a real problem. Something they may not be aware of, because the woman might assume, well, she is joking and nothing to it. And besides, they have been doing it for a long time and don't really see anything bad coming out of it. That's where the problem is. This, however, will wear away the marriage, and things will start to fall apart. Two of you must all the time build up one another, thereby preventing the grinding away of the spiritual mechanism of a marriage. This is your spiritual GPS. Like bilge pump, you must regularly check its effectiveness to ensure that your marriage is not camouflaging deep-rooted issue waiting to bubble up any day. So make clues one of your best friends. Very, very important. They can save your marriage, your business, your friendship from destruction. They will also save the day when you are truly between a rock and a hard place, and you don't know what to do to get out of the jam, just like that fisherman looking to find fish. I would like to know what you think. Also wants to hear about your results. Just leave your comments below in the comment section, or you can email me at support@ntsl.com. We have a deep dive coaching program that will address and help you with the points I have covered in this podcast. There is a link in the show notes to request a one-on-one chat with me, or you can head straight to the webpage ntsl.com/private, where you can also secure your chat with me. So the number one rule of life is know the code for success. They will not teach you this in the schools or colleges. The good news is that at NTSL Coaching by Design, that is simply our number one mission. Remember, when you understand a thing, it will work for you. NTSL is where wisdom lives, because success by design is 80% wisdom. And if you have wisdom, you will have your world under your control. And that is all we have time for today. So I want to thank you for listening. Please let me know your number one takeaway from this show. Leave your comments below, like I said. Until next show, I wish you a passionate and profound growth in your family, in your friendships, in your finances, in your fitness, as well as in your faith. This is David Eyiangho. Remember, NTSL coaching is a safe place in an unsafe world. You stay safe and you stay blessed.